I discovered my boyfriend was secretly wealthy when tragedy struck my family. His response changed everything I thought I knew about him. When my father collapsed at my brother's college graduation, I thought my world was ending. The doctors gave us the news no family wants to hear. He needed emergency heart surgery, and our insurance would only cover a fraction of it. I remember standing in that sterile hospital hallway, my mother sobbing quietly while my brother frantically called relatives asking for loans. My boyfriend Luke stood silently beside me, his hand steady on my back. $175,000, I whispered, the number feeling impossible. And that's just for the surgery, not including recovery or give me an hour, Luke said, already walking toward the exit, phone in hand. I barely registered his absence too, consumed with watching my father's heart monitor through the ATU window. Luke and I had been dating for 2 years after meeting at the coffee shop where we both worked. He was a barista who took extra shifts to pay for community college classes. I loved his work ethic, his quiet determination, and how he never complained about our budget dates or my tiny apartment. 50 minutes later, Luke returned, pulling me gently into an empty waiting room. The hospital's billing office will call your mom in a few minutes, he said. The surgery has covered all of it, and whatever comes after. I stared at him uncomprehending. What? How? I made some calls. His eyes wouldn't quite meet mine. Luke, that's not possible. You can't just Emma, he interrupted softly. To hear is something I haven't told you. That's when I learned that my boyfriend, who drove a 10-year-old Honda, who carefully budgeted for our anniversary dinner, who wore the same 5 shirts in rotation, was the grandson of one of the largest real estate developers on the East Coast. I'm not actually working at the coffee shop because I need to, he admitted. I watched what money did to my parents' relationships, exclamation, wanting something from them. I wanted to know if someone could care about me without knowing. I felt like I was looking at a stranger. You've been lying to me for 2 years, not lying exactly, just not telling you everything, his voice was pleading. I am still the same person. I still love the same books, laugh at the same jokes. I just have resources I didn't tell you about before I could process this revelation. The doctor appeared to tell us they were prepping my father for surgery. Everything else faded into background noise. The operation was successful. When my father woke up, my mother explained that insurance had sorted everything out. Luke and I never corrected her for weeks afterward. I felt unsettled around Luke. It wasn't the money itself that bothered me. It was the deception, the casual ease with which he had lived a double life. Why work at a coffee shop at all? I asked him one night as we sat on my fire escape, the only private place in my apartment. Why live in that tiny studio? Why pretend? He was quiet for a long moment. My parents never worked a day in their lives. They just existed in this bubble where problems disappeared with a phone call. I wanted something different. So you were what? Playing poor as some kind of social experiment? No, he said quickly. I was trying to build something real. To know that whatever connections I made were because of me, not my family's name or money. I thought about how Luke had never once complained about my apartment's perpetually broken heating, how he'd seemed genuinely excited about the handmade birthday gifts I'd given him, how he volunteered at the homeless shelter every month without ever mentioning it to anyone. The coffee shop job is real, he continued. My community college classes are real. I am trying to build my own life separate from my family's wealth. The only thing that wasn't real was letting you think I didn't have options. 2 months later, my father was recovering well. Luke had never mentioned money again, never pressured me to move or change anything about our relationship. He was still taking extra shifts, still driving his old Honda yesterday. He left his phone unlocked on my counter while showering. A text notification appeared from someone named Grandmother. Have you told her about the foundation position yet? The children's hospital needs an answer by Friday. When he came out of the bathroom, I held up his phone. Luke sighed, sitting beside me. My grandmother runs a children's health foundation. They need a new community outreach coordinator. She thinks I'd be good at it. And would you be good at it? Maybe. But I'd be taking it because I earned it, not because of my last name. I've been volunteering there for years, since before I met you. No one there knows about my family. I looked at this man I thought I knew completely, realizing there were still layers I was discovering. I don't care about the money, Luke. I care about honesty. I know, he said quietly.